Welcome to Twisted Metal 2. Before we do anything, let's just reacquaint ourselves with the in-game introductory cutscene. That'll buy me some time.
My name is Calypso. Exactly 1 year ago on Christmas Eve, my Twisted Metal contest destroyed the City of Angels. Down below, life has come to a halt as survivors struggle to stay alive.
Calypso! Calypso, what have you done? What have you done?
With the city awash in flame, and nothing left to destroy, I face a dilemma. Where will this year's Twisted Metal contest take place? 14 of the world's best combat drivers have already been chosen, ready to battle to the death in hopes of becoming the victor and claiming whatever prize their brave hearts desire. But where will the contest be held? Oh, the world will be my battleground. Paris, Hong Kong, even Antarctica. There will be no safe zones this year, no places to hide. In the next 24 hours, the entire world will know my name. They will see my beautiful work of art firsthand. No one will be safe. I promise you that. Good luck, driver. Welcome to Twisted Metal.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Calypso. It's kind of interesting that he called out that there were 14 participants in this contest, because that is the number of playable vehicles in the game, but it includes the 2 secret unlockable vehicles, Sweet Tooth and Minion, which most players would not know about, particularly Minion. So, last time, we played as the game's main character, Axel. Had a good old time. Now to play as one of the other very important vehicles in the Twisted Metal series, Spectre. In practically every single game, including the first game. So surely, this one's very important. The character, however, is not important. Spectre has a different driver every game. In this case, it's Ken. Just Ken. I remember back when I was a kid, everyone ignored me. In fact, they still do. That has to change, right? I can't be a loser forever. In fact, I'm gonna get help from Calypso when I win this contest. I know just what to ask him for. This guy says, in fact, a lot. Now, going back to this, his special weapon is ranked 4 out of 5. And of course, his speed is very, very high. But the special weapon thing, that one's interesting. We'll see why. We just stopped the game when we were Axel. This time is going to be very different. There's going to be a lot of suffering. So I hope that's what you tuned in for. And while we're going through these loading screens, let's look at his entry in the manual, because the loading screen's going to take a long time. Ken is 32 years old, born in Boston. There we go. Man in search of popularity. He wants to be known and loved. But if he gets his fame, he'll find there are worse things than being anonymous. His license plate is Invisible Man, in broken letters. Okay, there's the game. Right into the action. And immediately getting attacked. But that's fine. So, why do I not like playing as Spectre? This is one of my least favorite vehicles in the entire Twisted Metal series. And it is because of the special. So Spectre's special is the Ghost Missile. You got 3 of them ready to go. Let's start using them. We'll find Grasshopper, or somebody. Who shoot me? Yeah, Hammerhead's behind me. There we go, Warthog. There's my Ghost Missile. I don't know what the hell it just did. The Ghost Missile in this game has very bad tracking. I don't know why. It goes on this ridiculous path. Yeah, look at it, zigzagging all over the place. Just flying nowhere. Getting completely wasted. Let's try it again. It just went away again. So the whole gimmick of the ghost missile is it travels through walls and homes in flawlessly so that every time you fire it, it hits its target. But that bizarre tracking means it often misses. In this game particularly. Which has ruined my demonstration of the other drawback of this special. Once we get this, I'll try and show it off. Let's find a target. Yeah, there's some people below us. I don't know if I hit them, because it switched targets in the middle of firing. Okay. There we go. So it does do a decent chunk of damage. It's maybe a little higher than a homing missile. That is not enough. Axel's special was doing like half some of the weaker enemies' health in a single hit. And because this is ranked as a 4-star special, it regenerates very, very slowly. The slowest that a special is able to regenerate. They wildly overvalued it. So we are not going to get to fire it too often. And we can only carry a maximum of 4 of them. But we will rarely get to that maximum because it takes so long to regenerate them. As such, Spectre's damage output potential is very low. We're going to have to find ways to compensate for that. And the only way to compensate for that is energy attacks. This game has the most powerful energy attack in the entire series, which is to use a minion special at the cost of your entire energy bar. Let's do that right about now. If it had all hit, Axel would be dead, but the freeze missile swerved past him. Nonetheless, it did enough. So yeah, we are going to rely on minion special. Effectively, we're playing as a very, very, very low armor minion this time. Things will still be pretty slow, but not nearly as slow as they normally are when you play as Spectre. And unfortunately, nothing in-game or in the manual tells you how to do the Spectre special, or how to do the napalm as a energy move, which is another way to deal damage with your energy bar. They only tell you about the freeze shot, the rear fire, and using it as a shield. Defensive applications. But we need to use it offensively if we are to get this video done in a vaguely reasonable amount of time. And of course, the longer matches go on, the more damage we are going to take. And we have very low HP. We are a 1 armor vehicle, so we cannot afford to have things go on too long. So we are going to have to be quite aggressive throughout this run. But we also have to wait for our energy to refill after every time we use that special attack. Which is 4 inputs. It's just up, down, up, up. But the game misreads some of the inputs sometimes. So sometimes I'll have to input it repeatedly before it fires off. And in the time taken to do so, the enemy may well have just driven away. So it is still quite necessary to have a lot of skill to aim your minion specials, even though it is the most powerful attack in the game. And it does home fairly well. It can be pretty tough to land, because we gotta do so many inputs to use it. Chase down Warthog here. Get him with power missiles. Get him the hell out of here. I'd prefer not to die in this first level, because this first level is actually quite easy. So not dying at all is feasible. What are my specials? I should have 4 of them ready to go. Just find some enemies hiding from me and murder them. Grasshopper is maybe the only vehicle in this game that is worse than Spectre, so I think I can take her. Outlaw, however, is very dangerous when it's being used by an AI. It will just spam the special, which hits you from a surprising distance. But I have my special, my energy meter, ready to go. Let's find her, get her in our sights. She's trying to use her special on me. She has done so. So off we go, good distance away. Yeah, parts of it missed, unfortunately. And yeah. So Outlaw's special is balanced by the fact that it has relatively low damage, but we have very, very low health. So, relatively low damage still kills us pretty quickly. That is less than ideal, but as soon as she shows back up, we have our energy meter back because we died. So we'll at least be able to take out like most of her health in one go. If it decides to fire properly. There we go. And she's dead. Could have gone better. Certainly could have gone worse. Now we get to actually watch the loading screens that I skipped by cutting to the manual last time. They're very, very long. I don't have this game on a physical disc. I have it actually downloaded on my PS3. I might have to get a physical disc at some point, because then I can play it on the PS2, have it emulated through that console, which will allow uncapped load times, which are considerably faster than the default load times that were accurately emulated from the PS1. Sweet Tooth's here. Never a good thing. The Sweet Tooth rules the world. But I've worked out roughly how much time it saves to use the uncapped load times on the PS2. And it is approximately 10% faster for the entire game to emulate it on the PS2. Not just the load times. The load times are much, much faster. Somewhere in the ballpark of like 25% faster. But there are so many load times that overall, the entire gameplay experience is roughly 10% faster. So in a 50-minute run, you save about 5 minutes. This is definitely going to be over an hour, so we would save quite a few minutes. And it's all in like 4 or 5 second increments. But there's so many load times across an entire PS1 game. It just adds up quickly. I got really bad enemies here. It's also very hard to use the minion special. Just in general, but especially here. This is one of the harder levels for the entire Spectre campaign. So gaming over here is unsurprising. Just freeze each other. Mr. Slam has become a hated foe of mine, because his AI program is to just spam freeze shots. Grasshopper actually does the same, now that I think about it. But Grasshopper is usually dead so quickly it doesn't matter even the slightest bit. Ugh. Shadow just trying to line up his special on me successfully. I may or may not kill even a single opponent, because the enemies I got, such a nightmare. Okay, here's Mr. Slam, ready to be finished off. My one and only goal at the moment. I have no weapons though, because my special regenerates so absurdly slowly. No, the pickups are regenerating either. Don't even know what hit me there. Probably a ricochet, based on how much knockback it gave me. There we go. Got him with mostly the machine gun, but also a little bit of my napalm shot, which I did using my energy bar. That's a full health refill. And that took out Mr. Grimm. We might miraculously recover here. Probably not, but maybe. Blow myself up with a remote bomb, just to get Grasshopper. Sweet Tooth's HP is way too high. That solves that problem partially. Partially is not enough. Not with Grasshopper still running around. And Shadow and Sweet Tooth, awful. Awful all around. Okay, one down, and taken out from behind. At least we performed pretty well. So, to get back into that, I've got to enter a password for more loading screens. You love them, I hope. While we're waiting for that, let's head back to the software manual. We've also got all the characters, of course, all the levels. What does it say about Moscow? Join the suicide slide and face off with 4 opponents in an abandoned Soviet missile silo. No comrades here. True enough. It did say 4 opponents, which is a blatant lie. I wish it was 4 opponents. I can do that too, Warthog. Burning down one of the signs, accidentally. Got the secret code for this area. Look at that, 3 direct hits. Warthog still lived. The health refill did not get grabbed, at least. So killing one enemy is pretty good. Especially when it's such a high HP enemy. I'm swerving all over the place because there's a weird momentum in this game. When you turn too sharply, your car continues to turn in that direction, giving you realistic fishtailing effects. I don't know if that's what they were going for. It is surprisingly advanced physics for such an early PS1 game. Not that this is all that early of a PS1 game. 1996. It had been around the block by that point. But it still had many years of life left in it. Very successful console, that PS1. got this ready to go. Uh-oh, I'm frozen. I'm dead. When you get frozen, you die. The free shot itself does a significant chunk of damage when you are Spectre. Other enemies, it's nothing. Spectre has no HP. We certainly got a lot of revenge very quickly, though. So this might go well. Nice. He accidentally froze Mr. Grimm, allowing me to finish the job. So we've got plenty of energy. Gonna need to use it to take out Hammerhead. Won't be able to do enough damage otherwise. There we go. We're still early in the game, so it's not ridiculously hard to get through this level. But every single level will be at least a moderate challenge. Paris is pretty tough, all things considered. Let's return to the manual. I got nothing else to do through this loading screen. Ah, Paris in the spring. It's not spring yet. Untouched by the ravages of previous Twisted Metal tournaments, the city is waiting for a monumental disaster. Yep. 6 enemies. It's actually correct this time. That's a good sign. We do want to fire off our energy attack as early as possible here. As soon as Axel peeks his head out, our energy attack will just spray in a whole bunch of different directions. Only one of them hit a wall, though. Almost got grabbed by Mr. Slam. Ah, riding the fountains is super awkward because it shouldn't work. Yeah, it's not going to work. Now, this part's getting kind of crowded. A lot of sightseeing around the Eiffel Tower. Let's... Twister. At least we can escape from Twister. We have no good reason to get close to her. Except that it makes it easier to hit her. And Marcus Kane's here to try and save Needles Kane, even though he doesn't know that they're brothers yet. Brothers in the same body. Oh my god. That took a real sharp turn for the worse. Yeah, we're not getting through this one. It was worth a shot, though. So our password is going to be triangle, square, circle, circle, X. I will say, in Spectre's defense, most of his passwords are easy to remember. Was the gap in the first spot, or... Let's see. Nope, it was the first. To be empty. Okay. And we're back in it. There does seem to be a bit of a mechanic where in the earlier levels the enemies are less aggressive, which is no longer the case by the Paris level. As of this point, enemies are at their full aggression and will stay that way for the entire rest of the game. But I'm not sure if that's just the way the level design makes the enemies seem on the earlier levels. It's very hard to tell what difficulty levels even do in this game. I was actually watching a video today on Grand Pooh Bear's channel, the Mario Kaizo World speedrunner. And he was talking about how difficulty options are pretty much an outdated concept at this point. You could replace the entire thing with accessibility options, is what he was saying. And I think that's a very good point. Rather than just say, here's easy, normal, or hard. How do you want the game to play? You could actually tell players specifically what they're changing and how they can customize their difficulty experience so as to better suit their own, needs when playing the game, and thereby have a more fun experience. And you would, of course, be able to make them more difficult. Same as typical difficulty options, but with much more transparency for the player. I would love that if more games adopted that idea. Because when I do Let's Plays and stuff games, I'm interested in what difficulty options actually mean. So I always do a lot of experimentation to try and figure out, okay, what actually does hard mode do compared to normal mode? And usually it takes a really long time to figure that out. It's never obvious. Sometimes the answer is just, it adds a multiplier to all the damage in the game, which is very boring, does not warrant another difficulty level. So I would definitely like to know what I'm getting into when I change difficulty levels in a game. In Twisted Metal games, it usually just means aggression, which is, how do you measure that? Especially with how random the AI in all of these games is. And often it means the enemies can spam their infinite use attacks more frequently, because they do have unlimited uses of all specials and all types of missiles. They will abuse that fact more on higher difficulties, in most cases. Keep missing with parts of that energy attack, costing me lots of DPS. I ran out of specials before I was able to finish off one opponent. Outlaw, of course, is a nightmare because you can't get anywhere near her. And Mr. Slam, I just bumped into him and immediately exploded. I don't know why, but it happens. There's one down at least. Paris is a pretty difficult level, especially if you do not have very high armor. When I did the Let's Play of this game, I played through Paris as Grasshopper, and it was by far the hardest video to record of the entire Let's Play. Even harder than the final level, where I tried to do the entire thing in one set of lives without resetting. Gonna try not to knock down the Eiffel Tower this time, as it does not benefit me to do so. I can instead do much platforming. Sweet Tooth Special keeps getting up here somehow. All these pickups just for me. God, Sweet Tooth's dead. Uh-oh. Oh, what was that? I did a barrel roll somehow. Mr. Slam's special has very weird effects on this game, because it's the only one that grabs people. So I think I might have actually gotten hit with a part of it, which caused my vehicle to flip over randomly, even though it didn't make any sense graphically. That's the only explanation I can come up with, having seen what you just saw. It was nonsense to me too. Try to avoid using my shield, because that means less of the minion specials. However, Outlaw's here, just to spam the taser. She can just do infinite damage if you get anywhere near her. It's a nightmare. She's coming my way. I was ready for her. But she's got backup, of course. She is a cop after all. Backup's dead. And everyone's coming to try and defend Outlaw. Didn't work out in the end. But I did have to kill myself with ricochet bombs. Only Thumper remains, though. We are all set here. Just wait for him to come up behind me. Let him think he's got the drop on me. Blow his ass up. Good stuff. And before we move on to the next level, I'm just gonna quit out and enter the password for the next one. Save us all some loading screens, because I'm not making it through. Next level will be... New York. Sure, let's just skip right to New York. No, it should be... Amazonia, that's the one. The midway point of the game. Is it the midway point of this video? I doubt it. The latter half of this game is much harder. Amazonia, however, can be pretty manageable. Let's see if we get that sort of luck. I mean, the level is designed around using minion special. Specifically, if you're a minion, but we can still use that to our advantage. How dare you? Get in the lava. Having enemies at range is what you want when you are Spectre. And this level makes that possible in many, many situations. Ugh, Shadow's always bad news. Just keep that guy away from me. I will cry. Actually got him with the whole thing. But he has so much HP. Just a tank of HP. Still required all of my other pickups to finish him off. Outlaw's here again. Pretty sick of seeing her. Twister could do some real damage if she got in here with me. Usually the enemies avoid going in there, though. So that probably was not going to happen. Onto the altar for 2 homing missiles. Homers, as the game calls them. There's my rear view. A higher view. There we go. You can see our whole inventory at once. You're still alive. Die already. Did more damage than I'd hoped, so I'm going for the full health refill. While I have the chance. I usually try to save it for too long, and then I just die. Don't even really have to worry about lava, even with our extremely low HP. It just does so little in this game. It's there for show. That didn't do it. Almost, though. So far, so good. Do need to restock again, though. You never realize how convenient ramming damage is until you are deprived of it. Even if we do ram into enemies, we will take more damage than they do in the process. It's a bad deal. I think I saw some homing missile pickups on top of this structure. Maybe I'll try and get up there. Yeah, they're up there. I tried to use the jump, but it didn't work. And my vehicle's too fast to stay up there. Shot right past it. Not even gonna worry about it. I'd rather get Outlaw out of here. But it's not working out. I actually died from fire damage. A very irritating thing I've noticed enemies doing in this level is that they will hide around the back of all these structures and make you come flush them out. They can do some very irritating maneuvers when they try that. Twister's around here somewhere. Managed to get behind me. Trying to wait for her to come to me. There we go. Now I don't have it for Shadow, though. Okay, pretty good. All that's left is Outlaw. Where's she at? Way at the other end. Just need to get her in my sights and the special will kill her. That does not count, apparently. Ugh. I hate my special. Have I mentioned that yet? It fired directly into the ground. Straight through the world. Fire missiles are better than my special. And then, the entire level resets, so that we can fight Minion. We don't have many lives, but we can use our better maneuverability to get in a good spot and fire Minion's own special against him. It's not exactly the end of the world for him. But with some hit and run tactics, we are still taking a lot of damage. This is by no means easy. Should be power missiles over here, and there are, but I missed them because the bridge is sloped in such a way that our vehicle cannot grab them from that direction without very careful maneuvering. He has brutalized me with his special. If we get far enough away, I will be able to get to the full health refill. I like our odds. Pretty cheap, but it worked. But he can repeat the process. Just sort of smash us immediately if he wants to. Getting stuck on the edge of the platform did a lot of damage to me. Return fire. Okay, at this point I just want to get close to him. Yeah. So we did most of his health. We still have a life left. Might be able to bring this home. Napalms are good. They will often hit him right on, which deals a lot of damage. Don't know where he is. Ugh. I missed with his entire special except for the free shot. Now I'm flying all over the place. There's the island I was looking for. Now we can re-engage. Hopefully. But if he's not going to be aggressive, we'll get in here. Get some more health. And maybe cheese him with specials. That did it. Wasn't the prettiest, but the job is done. And once again, no way we're making it through the next level, so... quitting the main menu. It's not pretty, but this is a lot faster than letting all those load screens go through. So, on to New York, which is... X... circle, XX triangle. The Big Leap. This is probably the single hardest level in the entire game for Spectre. I am not looking forward to this. Almost threw myself right off the edge immediately. Instead just took moderate damage from Shadow. If we get super lucky, the enemies might fall off the edge. We probably will not get super lucky, though. Grasshopper, there she is. She can actually be a pain on this level. Not if she's dead, though. Getting thrown all over the place by Axel. Now that she's dead, counted my chickens before they hatched, but it did work out. I'll go for the full health refill. Inside this elevator shaft, being chased by murderers thirsty for my blood. Specifically my blood. They don't know who's driving Spectre. It's just some random dude named Ken. But they do want to murder him. They will do anything to take me out. Shadow's pointed right at me, which is horrible news. When you play as Shadow, you can blow yourself up, but AI Shadow doesn't seem to do that. Like, he does not worry about shooting himself point blank with his special, even though that should damage him. The AI cheats. Here we have a unique pedestrian, the diver. We can force him to dive. Now, unfortunately, I have to go fight the enemies again. At least this level has the best music in the game. I'm still not too fond of the music in this game overall, but this level has fantastic music, and most of the levels have adequate music. In general, I'd say the entire Twisted Metal series has great soundtracks. They all range from at least good, most of them great. Chaos, everyone is here waiting for me. They were throwing a party, and they didn't realize I had been invited. Ooh, did everyone just jump off? At least one person jumped off there. Cool. I mean, maybe that was just a weird graphical error, because there were definitely graphical errors occurring there. It looked like everyone jumped off, which would have been great for me. Oh, I wasted that special. Didn't realize Thumper's health was that low. 3 enemies left, and I have 2 lives. 1 in 80% of another. Twister killed herself, why not? Am I just matadoring enemies off the edge of this thing? This is weird, I don't know what's going on. I've never seen anything like this, and I play this level a lot to practice for this. Because, like I said, it's super hard. That's not gonna cut it. There's power missiles right behind me. But Warthog's gonna wreck my day any second now. There it is. Right on schedule. Yeah, it's just Warthog and Shadow left, which are 2 dangerous opponents. There's a health refill over here in a horrible spot that I hate trying to go get, but I need it. Line myself up properly here. Go through this weird neon sign. Got it. It's manageable with the Spectre here. Slower vehicles just can't get that health pickup. I mean, of course they can, but it's super, super hard. Warthog's up here somewhere. I feel in my bones. Okay. Not even gonna try to go for the Destructibles here. Iconic as they are, I can't lose the resources. Ah. Was trying to get that power missile. Instead, I'm just getting this health refill. Ultimately worth it. The enemies are nearby-ish. If this were a 2-dimensional plane, they would be nearby. Unfortunately, they decided to make this a 3D game. It wouldn't be until 2007 when David Jaffe finally did make a 2D car combat game. Calling all cars. I've played a little bit of it. I did not think it was very good. One down. All that's left is Shadow. I do not have many weapons, though. This power missile should get the job done. If Shadow plans to meet me, I don't know what his plans are. Okay, he's standing still. Somewhere above me, maybe? They didn't put up and down arrows to indicate whether enemies were above or below you in this game. Could be anywhere. And I never know which roof I'm facing when I use that teleporter. One of these, or I think two of them, are facing Oblivion if we were to jump off. So you can't just randomly jump off without knowing which way you're going. There we go. Maybe? Okay. Eventually they hit. Okay, that did not cost me a life. That weird joke that I tried to pull at the end there. We have 2 lives. This next level is also extremely difficult. But I will attempt to get through it without the full 3 lives. It's taken a pretty big risk, though. Very easy to remember password, at least. Only 3 characters. If we go all the way out here, we can get some missiles. But as soon as we do, the platform should start to sink. It doesn't look like it has yet. Oh, it definitely has. Let's get, there we go. Clipped onto the platform. We get a lot of margin of error while driving across these platforms as a high-speed vehicle. Gonna probably be using that a lot. Ugh. Enemies absolutely everywhere. You can't really split them up, because this level is actually pretty small. There's just a lot to consider in this level. It is very, very hectic. Where is that ghost missile going? Didn't quite kill him. I would love to kill him. This level also has good music, but it's very similar to the New York music. Doesn't make it worse, just makes it kinda samey to have them back to back. Ugh, Mr. Slam's up there. As soon as I go up there, he's gonna freeze me. Yep, just waiting for me. I hate Mr. Slam. A real worst enemy of Spectre in particular for some reason. He took both of those ricochet shots without dying. But Hammerhead's down, and now hopefully Mr. Slam will join him. No, did not. Ghost Missile didn't feel like locking on. Nonetheless, this is going better than average, I would say. Hey, 2 more down. But that's still less than half. This level might have too many enemies in it. Just maybe. Roadkill's almost dead. That would put us over half. Getting that health refill is a nightmare. And we need it. The level is balanced around being able to get it. But there should be one up here. There is. It's going away. Yeah, we're not getting it. It almost killed us to try. Sweet Tooth right on my heels. I am not able to get out of here. That sucks. I was literally stuck. Could not get out of there in time. So I mentioned how you sort of have momentum and fishtailing physics. They are really, really, really bad in this level. Just the shape of the environment in this whole level makes it super hard to do anything. Roadkill will not be a threat if we can get him. That is kind of a big if, though. Also, the fact that everything is white in this level becomes a problem, considering many of the areas are just bottomless pits, which can have a small sliver of ground, which looks drivable, but is not. We're getting super deep into the level, where almost all the drivable ground is gone. I can't believe that didn't work. Truly baffling. Got something special for Shadow. Roadkill's waiting for me, though. Okay, if we can get that health refill, we can probably finish off Sweet Tooth. Not going to be easy with the tiny strip of land we have to work with. Right into it. Perfect. I don't know how he managed to get me up here, but he did. We're just going to have to live with it. A million specials. Look at that. Ridiculous. Who's gonna die first? Him, gloriously enough. Whew, that was a close one. Not gonna lie. I don't think I could get away with a lie if I tried it. And I forgot to reset. But that's fine. We're definitely not getting through the entirety of Field of Screams on 0 extra lives, though. 'Cause 9 enemies. Almost every enemy in the game is gonna show up here. So we just gotta wait. Take a much-needed breather before we get back into the action. Triangle, x square x? Nope, square x square. Right? Looks like it. Cool. What's the manual have to say about this level? 8 vehicles and some windmills. Yep, that's the whole level, really, when you get right down to it. Now this level is gigantic, which, as I've said, benefits Spectre. So it is actually not nightmarishly difficult to get through this thing. Certainly not easy. Certainly would not have been able to do it with no extra lives. But with full lives, I think we got a chance. There's probably the biggest pain in the ass down. Mr. Grimm can be taken out in a heartbeat, if he lets me. He's just spamming his special all over the place. Might as well just hold the machine gun, because I'm relatively certain the machine gun cannot overheat. Fortunately, I do have to use my shield. Oh, the full health refill just exploded. That sucks. That basically just takes away one of my extra lives. But it happens. Hammerhead. Actually used his special there, that's why my health is halfway down. Because of Hammerhead's special, that ram did tremendous amounts of extra damage. If I don't get out of here soon enough, that windmill's gonna explode too. Okay, if we get Shadow out of here, we'll be in really good shape. Because he keeps doing stuff like this. So I wanted Shadow out of there, but wasn't in the cards. Just get rid of Hammerhead instead. There goes the other windmill. So we got nowhere to hide, nothing to look at, no landmarks. Just pure, unadulterated violence for the next however long this takes. It might take a little longer now, because I did have a lot of the pickups there. So damage output is going to be a bit lower for a little while. Mr. Slam, ugh. Being Mr. Slam. Just maximum cheating going on right now. Yeah, Mr. Slam is just going to keep getting me frozen. Whether or not he takes advantage of it, his one goal is to freeze me. I can return the favor, though. Wasn't able to finish him off, though, because Twister drove by. Just spun us all around. Just wanted to make her presence known. Ugh, tried to avoid it. Okay, that should do it. One more down. Still a lot remaining. They're all hiding in the corner. Except for Outlaw. Hideous. Every time I start to fight one, all the other ones run up behind me and murder me. Maybe I shouldn't have been so confident going into this one. But this is really more manageable for Spectre than almost any other vehicle. I swear. Having both the windmills destroyed so early on did a lot of damage. And yeah, there's no pickups anywhere. Can't seem to find any of the enemies. But they found me. Of course. Mr. Grimm is also programmed to spam free shots all the time. Yeah, the slower an enemy special is, the more likely they are to try and freeze you. Plenty of napalm shots, we could deal a lot of damage. But we'd have to be pretty lucky. Thumper we can kill with the minion special. But Outlaw's here. Boy. Yeah, that went horribly. We barely got half the enemies down. Gotta try again. But that really just was atrocious luck. In many ways. Luck is usually not a factor in Twisted Metal. There's a tremendous amount of randomness, but even still, luck usually doesn't come into play this often, or this severely. Yeah, we started inside the windmill. If I'd been prepared for that, I would have grabbed all the items inside. Play tennis with Hammerhead for a few seconds there. Ugh. Both of them are programmed to use free shots to excess. Almost escaped. He's gonna get me. Irritating. Ugh. Calling this one. This is about the last place I expected to get stuck. I am actually pretty shocked by how well I did on all the previous levels, and how poorly I'm doing here. I guess overall, that means we're doing very, very well. We could have suffered horribly in New York and in Antarctica, but instead we got through both of them without refilling our lives, miraculously. Okay, Sweet Tooth specials coming ferociously. I'm just gonna have to get all the pickups now, or use all my energy to avoid death from grabs. They are attacking the windmill. And joining me inside the windmill as it dies. Sorry, windmill. Couldn't save ya. That was not what I wanted to use. And now I gotta escape again. Too many opponents. Get this. Get out of there so it might respawn later on. Ugh. So many free shots. They're so irritating. Those two, Hammerhead and Mr. Slam, they can team up, point themselves directly at you, and just spam free shots. Forever. They do enough damage that they will kill you without allowing you to move at any point. It's so infuriating. There's nothing you can do about it once they start that combo. They just love working together, being the worst. We can kill Sweet Tooth with our current armaments, and we've done so. I'd love to get Mr. Slam out of here, but we don't have enough power to do it just yet. Plenty of enemies over here. Don't want to fight them. Better to pick off damaged enemies. And we are full on specials, so let's fire some of those. And pray that they actually hit. Fire the minion special into just a mass of enemies. Spread that damage around. All the windmills are gone again. We had tapped them for all they were worth, though. So hopefully that's not too much of a loss. Any more health pickups would be nice, but I don't see any. So many shots coming right for me. Just gonna have to spread the love while we can before we die. There goes my power missiles. And here's some more power missiles. Ah! Almost finished roadkill. Everyone is very badly injured at this point. So even though there's a lot of enemies, we can still pull this out. Except Twister. Ah. I was gonna remote bomb Twister, but of course I got frozen. Someone's drive-bying from behind. That was not worth it. Not even a little. Damn. Yeah, that murdered our lead. But we can still do this. It has been done before. Perhaps it'll be done again. Sure, it would be nice if I wasn't trying to ram enemies with my extremely low armor vehicle. And getting hit by ricochet shots from a million miles away. Like nothing is respawning. It's pretty horrible. You can see why you gotta rely on energy moves. Because the pickups just don't come back. What just happened? It was Grasshopper somehow killing me, but that did way too much damage and came out of nowhere. Like I said, very unexpected. This should be a manageable level for old Spectre. So yeah, I do wish there were more of a description as to what the difficulty levels of this game entail. Easy level may as well just not even be in the game because we are still in the era where you get punished for choosing easy difficulty. They don't let you play the rest of the game. So we can't use that at all. Hard difficulty, I'll have to explore at some point. But I don't know what to expect. The game is certainly hard enough as it is, but the difficulty is balanced for a good experience. In fact, probably quite a bit too difficult for most players. Twisted Metal games and car combat games in general offer a very high degree of challenge. And with the severe vehicle imbalance in this game, hard mode is playing as Spectre. And Grasshopper and other fairly weak vehicles. At least it may as well be. Didn't need to compound that with additional difficulty levels. Informed customization would have been nice. But we're still not there with modern games, obviously. A 1995 game, or 1996 game, definitely wouldn't have been there. Spreading my damage out, which is actually a bad strategy. Leaves too many enemies alive, which causes you to get overwhelmed. I did kill Mr. Grimm instantly with the minion special, right at the beginning of this level. As far as difficulty, the only time I like difficulty levels is in games like Devil May Cry, where you unlock them sequentially. You are meant to go through higher difficulties with the New Game Plus features. And you can go through them without them, but only if you want an absurd challenge. I've done it before. It's a fun challenge, but it is quite difficult. That's really the only reason to have difficulty levels, I think. When you are meant to play all of them. Otherwise, it's just content that doesn't need to be there. And I guess it always sort of has been an accessibility feature. Like, you can choose to play the game in a more difficult fashion if you choose. But some choose not to. And it's always for the best when a game doesn't punish you for that. But just making them outright explicit accessibility features that you can understand as the user. Definitely a good idea. Apparently, The Last of Us 2 was the example Grand Pooh Bear was using. Kind of ironic because he was playing a Celeste fan game at the time. Celeste has very much the same features. Does also very, very good things with them. Thumper's almost dead. Just accepted that I was going to get frozen there. In exchange for doing a lot of damage to Grasshopper. Surprised Axel didn't kill me. He certainly had the chance. Okay, 2 more down. It'd be nice if I could heal, but I don't think I'll get the chance. Everyone's dying. I'll be joining them soon. But I've got the lives for it. I haven't died yet. Another one down. Fascinating. That was probably the most deaths I've ever seen in a Twisted Metal game that quickly. That was seriously like 5 or 6 kills in a minute or 2. Probably should have just found a way to kill myself. So now I gotta finish these 2. Stay out of the grass. Ugh, the high grass is very, very dangerous. Outlaw was in there somewhere and I couldn't see her. She took full advantage. Okay, Mr. Slam's coming my way. Get him the hell out of here. I hate him so much. And then just finish Outlaw. The 2 most irritating enemies in this run had to be the last 2 in this abnormally difficult level. Don't know why I struggle with it so much, but it should be fine now. I mean, if I managed to die at this point with just Outlaw left, that would actually be impressive. But I did not. Hong Kong, I'm gonna regret saying this, is also pretty manageable. But we might be able to get through at least the battle part of the level with the 2 lives we have. The boss? No, we will have to reset for the boss. But the level itself we might be able to get through. Let us find out. We can sort of cheese it by going into the temple. Trying to lure the enemies in there. Getting them with super damaging shots while we are in there. Yes! That was my goal. Get Shadow out of here. Quickly. Shadow is such a pain. While I'm out on the streets, I'll get a health refill. Should be one in here. Knowledge of where everything is strewn about in each level is absolutely essential to survival. You won't get very far until you memorize everything. Pretty sure my special didn't hit anything there, but that's fine. Doesn't do much damage anyway. The subways are super dangerous. I honestly try to avoid this whole part of the level. Those trains do a lot of damage. And if an enemy gets in here with ya, they too will do a lot of damage. But there are a lot of pickups. Get the handful that are stuck over here, then we will get the hell out. I thought there was a power missile around there somewhere. And there is, but I'm not going to stick around to find it. Thumper was not ready for that. Good thing, too. This Thumper is absurdly deadly. You get in front of Thumper, you are dead already. Because his special is, I think, the highest damage attack in the game. Can't say for sure, but it is as overpowered as it was in Twisted Metal 1. And he was maybe the most powerful car in all of Twisted Metal 1. Simply because that special just does so much damage. Now last time, I spammed the hell out of the lightning, and the enemies didn't die. Yeah, Twister didn't take very much damage at all from that. And it was pointed out in the comments that if you are too far away from an enemy, they might not take damage from your attack. That's another theory that hasn't had the full science done on it, but it seems to be a good theory. Like, there is probably a mechanic where enemies that are too far away from you simply do not take damage from your attacks. I don't know why Roadkill decided to spam freeze shots there. That is not normally his MO. But yeah, if that is the case, and enemies simply do not take damage if they're too far away from you, that makes Spectre the worst character in this entire game. Because the entire point of Spectre's special is that you can fire it from absurd distances. That's actually why Spectre is in this game and most of the other games, is so that the AI has the ability to fire shots at you no matter where you are. So you're never safe, you're always getting assaulted by little low-damaging missiles. Spectre, and numerous other vehicles, in this game particularly, is balanced around being used by the AI, which is why when you use it as a player, it sucks. But when the AI has it, it can often be extremely irritating, because it was meant to be extremely irritating. But when you use it yourself, you are at a disadvantage. That's really the main reason this game is so horribly imbalanced in its vehicles. A lot of the vehicles simply were not meant to be used by the player. It's still viable to use them, and fun. I'm having a good time. But I'm having a hard time. I'm very, very experienced in playing this game and all the Twisted Metal games. And this is still extremely challenging for me. There are certainly people who are much, much better than me, though. Back when I was doing the Twisted Metal Black Let's Play, my very first Twisted Metal LP, at the exact same time, someone called Platinum Player was doing streamed playthroughs of Twisted Metal Black where they would play the entire game as a single character, beginning to end, no deaths. And they managed to get through every single character in the entire game that way. It took them longer than my LP took, but that is a feat. That is super, super impressive. I mean, if you saw my playthrough as Mr. Grimm of Twisted Metal Black, you know I cannot do that. And at the time, he was getting nothing for views. Now, fortunately, he does have pretty decent view counts on his videos. Rightfully so. So my foolish decision to come in here with less than full lives might be the end of me, as 5 enemies remain. They've all taken quite a few hits. Yep. Axel did not want me to chase Twister. Bought her some time. Coming my way again. And off she goes. I had no chance to hit her. Now I do. And hit her I did. Now Sweet Tooth's trying to come to her aid. Too late, buddy. I'm looking for a health refill because I'm not happy about where my health is. None of them on the overworld. Hi, Roadkill. And Sweet Tooth, great. All joining me in the subway. Or at least trying to. Crashing into each other for the opportunity to slaughter me down here. Let us see what we can get before we have to go finish off those last 3. Yeah, they've all got pretty good health. I'm gonna need more than I got, that's for sure. There's Roadkill. Joined by Sweet Tooth again. They are inseparable. You'd think they were the same person. None of the health is respawning. This is real bad news. There we go. Didn't manage to kill Roadkill, though. Weird. So we're gonna have to stick with hit and run tactics for a while. It's shameful, but must be done for the time being. Just enjoy the relaxing music and the horror of Sweet Tooth. There we go. That Sweet Tooth special does way too much damage. And it finally realized I'm dead. So the password here is kind of difficult to remember. Let's see. I remembered it. I have played this game too much. What's the manual have to say about this level? Twisted Metal's final battle, 8 enemies. It's a scream. Before taking on the reigning champion. That's not true. Darktooth is not even meant to be in this competition. He's here entirely for vengeance purposes. So I'm gonna have to get myself rearmed. And there's Mr. Grimm. off into the temple. Almost. Having a hard time getting in there myself. We can maybe get everybody with the lightning. There's a lot of people here. Yeah, they all left. Scared of a little lightning. That literally did no damage to Mr. Slam. Helping the theory that enemies that are too far away just don't take damage, although he was not that far away. So I don't really know the rules for these lightning attacks. Perhaps there are no rules. We've got a lot of them though, even though these lightning attacks are useless. Yeah, they don't seem to be doing anything. That one did a little something. Thumpers here, of course. I would like to get... not really any of these guys. They're all very dangerous. Thumper's absorbing all the free shots that were meant for me. Yeah, just spamming the attack button there. Very effective because of the way the enemies organize themselves. Ugh. I very nearly was able to finish off Mr. Slam, but his ram damage is simply too high. There we go. I put that input in for the minion special like 4 times. That's out of the way. Mr. Slam's almost dead. Uh-oh. Twister has me cornered. Not where you want to be with Twister. How did Mr. Slam get through there? What a nightmare. And what a pain in the ass Mr. Slam is turning out to be. Eesh. It takes my full attention to get that attack off with the energy. The later I get into this run, the harder it is to pull off. Oh, Mr. Slam again. Yeah, he definitely flipped me as I was driving away. The way I assumed he did earlier in the game. So all my extra lives are gone. But there are still pickups in the level, and many of the enemies remaining have extremely low HP pools. There's also a delay when you do correctly do the inputs for an energy move. It fires about half a second later. That's true of all the energy moves, which I find to be especially irritating for the jump. Because when you need to jump, it is probably very urgent that you do so. You're probably trying to do some carefully timed platforming. You have to plan that platforming well in advance. It is not a free action. That's what I was looking for. Just gotta not get hit by the trains. And kill Grasshopper. Or not. Leave her in front of the train, though. That's pretty funny. Yeesh. Grasshopper special is very, very random in the amount of damage it does. Seemingly completely random. Nobody can attack us up here because the only attack that can attack you up here... well, I guess if Sweet Tooth gets on the upper platform, he can attack me up here. But it will probably miss. I'm counting on it missing. And indeed it did. But yeah, normally when you're up here, it's Spectre who harasses you with attacks. Because the attack can go through the floor. So you are not safe. For some reason, everyone's just going up to the upper level. I'm not up there anymore, guys. Too bad there's no lightning attacks for me to punish them for being up there. And they seem to know it. Okay, Sweet Tooth's coming down. Ugh. Aiming is difficult. Please stop being alive, Sweet Tooth. Yeesh. That's just a relief more than anything else. Nothing over here. We can definitely handle all the remaining enemies, but it's not going to be easy. It will be reliant on what pickups are available, which so far is none. And I used the shield energy attack. Totally misfired. Didn't work at all. You'd think I'd be faster than Twister. For some reason, I'm not faster than Twister. It does make sense, though. Twister does have 5 speed, I only have 4. So sure, Twister can be faster than me. If she must. Shadow's back, of course. We at least got revenge for our last death. Might as well top off the old health. While Shadow has us cornered in here. Horrible spot to be in. And restock at the temple. Can we get in? It's harder than it seems. We made it. If everyone chooses to lump up in here, we can deal a lot of damage very quickly. Oh. You would not believe how many times I just input the minion special code to no avail. At least we still have the full health lying around. And while we're up here, plenty more missiles to go around. So in this game, and most other Twisted Metal games, the pickups cap out when you have a certain number of overall pickups. So it doesn't matter what pickups you have. You could have, you know, whatever the number is, like 30 homing missiles, and then you would be capped from picking up any power missiles, any fire missiles, all the other pickups you would not be allowed to collect. In Twisted Metal 3 and I think 4 as well, those games, they actually do cap you per item. So you can carry X number of homing missiles, and then when you have that number, you can still pick up power missiles and all the other missiles. Just something to be aware of so you don't accidentally pick up things that are useless to you. That's why I try to avoid remote bomb pickups, actually, because they're difficult to use. You may never get the opportunity. It's just filling a spot in your inventory. Ugh, ricochet bombs. As a fast vehicle, if you fire a ricochet bomb while you're moving at all, you will hit yourself with that ricochet bomb. Get away from me, Mr. Slam. He still rolled me. I was a mile away. One down. I think that actually was my first kill. No, I killed Twister right at the very beginning. So, second kill. Mr. Slam ran away for no reason. And so did Roadkill. I don't know what's going on. They're having a party upstairs once again. Uh-oh. Ugh. I've got the energy for that energy attack that I love to do, but it's not working. Yeah, it seems like every time Mr. Slam does the special of his, it causes me to roll over. Yep, there it is again. Wasn't anywhere near me. And I rolled just the same. Very strange. I've never seen that before. Not sure why it's happening now. He's horrifically damaged. If I get close to him, I can finish him with a special. Like so. Then we need more ammo. For the 5 remaining. I'm swerving all over the place. Completely out of control. Areas with curved edges like this. Your vehicle sort of maintains the angle that it's at and steers relative to that angle. It makes sense when you're playing, but it is extremely hard to control, and visually it just looks like I'm drunk. It plays that way too, trust me. Roadkill got away. Don't even know how he did that. Thought you wanted to play. Oh, I ricocheted myself. Again. There we finally go. Not gonna scrap with Shadow. Or Thumper. Get them both away from me. Didn't even mean to use the shield there, but should be fine. I was actually trying to jump so as to avoid Axel's special, which I assumed was incoming. Turned out not to be the case. There it is. Speak of the devil. Spin around there and get these power missiles. Get ready to attack. I guess all those shots just went into that random civilian car that was sitting around. Axel sure did a lot of damage to me in the meantime. It's coming back around. I didn't really have anything prepared for him. Probably should have, since I saw that coming a mile away. Now I should have enough energy to do that. It didn't hit anything. Oh, it hit Axel. Okay. I was about to be furious. Axel really should have much lower health at this point, though. Disagree with the game's assessment. Just do that again. He swerved out of the way somehow. Saw that coming. If no one's gonna attack me, I'll just go get some weapons. Fire these around. Hopefully they'll hit somebody. Do not get close to Thumper. Take my own advice there. Shadow is at full health. That is going to be the death of me, unfortunately. I do not see myself taking out Shadow. Everyone else I can handle. Shadow is just too dangerous. Even at low health. One down, though. Shadow went into the underground, I guess? Don't know why he'd do that. No plan from Warthog. And yeah, Shadow's just hanging out in the subway. Fine by me. Leave me alone, Shadow. We'll kill Thumper. And then we'll have to do something about Shadow. Can't just let him live forever. Even though he is undead. The energy attack should kill Thumper. I hope so. It did not. But we've got power missiles. Now all that's left is Shadow. If I have lots and lots of bombs, I should be able to kill him. That's the logic I'm going with for now. Prove me wrong, Twisted Metal 2. Nothing here. There's power missiles. Probably got enough power missiles to just kill him outright at this point. But if he stays in the subway, he can funnel us in such a way that we have to be in front of or behind him. And that's the worst place to be when Shadow's around. So he's got a good plan, and he's just gonna sit around in the subway. Stuck against the wall, though. I guess that's why he was down here. He couldn't move. That explains it. Okay. Shadow's dead. Cool. That level's finally over. More of a relief than a victory. Now to fight Darktooth. Now, using the minion special, we actually can handle Darktooth pretty easily. We have the damage output to make it feasible. But he did not stay frozen. He did not freeze at all, unfortunately. Wasn't ready for that. I did expect to stop mid his tracks, but that's fine. That's the predictable result. At least it was fast. So we can get right back into it, and we will probably do this nice and quick. This playthrough is getting a little long in the tooth, but it is pretty difficult. Like I said, I told you there would be suffering. I hope that's what you were here for. And it's not really suffering. I'm having a great time. But even if you cheat, like, this is a tough playthrough. Getting through the game with Spectre, I don't think it was meant to be easy. And regardless of intent, it is very, very difficult. So I should just run away at this point. I might even survive if I do that. Nope, Darktooth went immediately into the temple. Okay, he teleported back out. At the worst time. So we did about half his health. Don't want to fight him in the temple, and yet he's pushing me right into the temple. He recovered his health. Okay, this one's done for as well. Due to bad luck. Oh well, it happens. It's the final boss. One less loading screen because it doesn't have to go through the roster of enemies, it's just one enemy. And there he is. It's gonna try and get our health refill before we even need it. Just let it go to waste. Doing like a Scooby-Doo chase off in the distance. Yeah, he is frozen there, but he's still able to attack because he's the final boss. He can cheat. Caused me to not be able to move for a super long period of time. So I guess I won't be as aggressive as last time. You know, my real dad, Darktooth. Your Sweet Tooth's real dad. Oh, he's not letting me move at all. If you get close to Darktooth, escape is futile. He just takes up too much space. He's everywhere at once. Okay. Power missiles. Almost was able to fire all of them. Using just our starting inventory, we should be able to finish them off. Yeah. That was not a good example of finishing him off. There we go. I died again. But he's at no HP. Surely I couldn't possibly die a third time. It's literally impossible. Where is he? Oh yeah, big guy. There he goes. Of course, there's more. But this is easy. This guy can be frozen. He has very low HP. We should be able to handle this. Prefer he came to me. You don't always get what you want. I don't know where he is, but I still was able to kill him. And that's the end of the game. Let us finally enjoy Spectre's hilarious ending. If you've never seen it before, it's pretty solid.
Ken Masters stepped out of his car and stood before me. He had waited his whole life for this meeting, a chance to make his ultimate dream come true.
I'm an actor, and I'm really, really good. And I've been struggling, searching for my big break for over 6 weeks. Please, Calypso, you've got to make me famous. Make it so the entire world knows my face.
Your wish is granted.
Hey, don't touch the face.
Nice. Oh, I can see all of them
Hold on
now. When Ken first woke up, he thought he'd been dreaming. But then he looked around and realized he was thousands of feet above New York City, and his face felt odd. The driver of Spectre had gotten his wish. Now the entire world knew Ken's face. And to tell you the truth, I rather like seeing his face every day. It's a nice face. I do not regret what I did. I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal.
Calypso altered the entirety of reality quite horrifically using body horror. But it was also very silly and fun. Maybe it was worth going through all that. I doubt it, though. But it was enjoyable. That has been my time. I'll probably come back for more Twisted Metal soon enough. But for now, thank you for watching all of this video. Hope you enjoyed it.